to my channel. My name is Kiera, your friendly neighborhood regional flight attendant. And today is the start of a 3-day short call block for me. So I have been assigned a trip. I'm not 100% sure if this is a line holder drop trip or if this is a trip I'm going to keep for the duration of this 3-day block. So if I keep it, it is a Cleveland turn, which as of right now, that's the only thing that's the only thing that I am 100% sure I am going to do. But if I do keep the trip, then after I get back to DC, I then have a DC to Albany flight. Then tomorrow is Albany to DC, a Charlie South turn, and then DC to Buffalo. And then on the last day, it is a Buffalo to DC and then a Cleveland turn at the end of that is what's currently on my schedule. So we'll see if I end up keeping that. I kind of sort of want this to be a line holder drop trip and pick up, because then I'll get home at like 11 if they release me when I get back. But if they don't, I'll get to Albany around like 2:30. So it's not too bad. It's a pretty longish layover. I think it's like 15 hours. So I'll be able to get some rest, because I think I mentioned in my last vlog, I had a personal event coming up. And that event is one of my younger brothers is expecting a baby next month. So I'm very, very excited. So we had the baby shower yesterday. So I was up pretty late helping like clean up and getting the house back in order following the event. So I am your girl is running on Red Bull. So I would prefer to just do the Cleveland turn and go home, but going to Albany isn't the end of the world. So, and none of these flights are long. So if I do keep this trip, I am not upset about it. I did look at the flights for today. So so DC to Cleveland, it's not a completely full flight. Then Cleveland back to DC, I think will become a completely full flight with the non-revs on there. And then DC to Albany, I want to say that one was pretty full as well, from what I recall. So that's what I'm looking for today. It is currently 4:55 a.m. right now, and I have a 6:47 van time. I had to stop and get gas. I've already pumped my gas. I'm going to go ahead and make my way to the airport. Y'all, my car needs a wash real bad. So I actually might run my car through this car wash real quick and then head to the airport, because, child, she ain't looking too good. So I think that's what I'll do. I have time. So I'm going to run through the car wash and then make my way to the airport. So I checked the weather, and I will not be going through the car wash. It's going to rain today, later today, and tomorrow. So I'm going to let that rain do that thing. And then we're in April, so those April showers are bringing those May flowers. So I'm still sitting at the gas station, and one of the workers is using his leaf blower to clean the parking lot, which is covered in pollen, which has now come back over my car. So I'm gonna go ahead and go, because I was a little shook. So this is why my car looks like how it does. But now for real this time, we're gonna make our way to the airport. 2 wheelchairs and a so
55 minutes. And probably be bumpy.
Okay. Well, 55 minutes and probably be toward the end, so we'll probably sit down for most of it, but we'll play it by ear. I am going to go ahead and continue getting my life together so that we can get our passengers on and get to Cleveland. So we have made it to Cleveland. Everyone slept for the most part on the way here. It's a completely full birdie going back. So we'll see how it goes. But it's no special, so should be alright. Even though my specials weren't a problem. My he's a sweetheart. So we're gonna board these folks up and get them on to DC because I'm sure more than half the cabin has connections. So I'll check in with you guys when we get to DC. As of right now, I still have the Albany overnight on my schedule, but when we get to DC, that will really be the determining factor if I'm keeping this trip. As of right now, I am still on this trip. We board in about 18 minutes, and I'm going to Albany tonight. I am on board, so I sat by my gate once we got to DC and just waited for the aircraft to get here. I really hate when previous crews leave the cabin in disarray. Like, just certain things that you should do, like pick up the seatbelt extenders, don't leave trash in the overhead bin, and our system says that there's a sticker up there that says the aft potable water doesn't work. I don't know how water got in the sink, but all of the wipes were floating. So just common courtesy, don't leave that. So it was a little irritating, but I had my huff and my puff and go about my business. It looks like we're probably gonna have a completely full flight with the oversails and the non-revs we have on this flight. It should be a completely full flight if everyone checked in. Let's see. Okay, so I have 2 non-revs. Oh, and I have 2 revenue standby. So both of the so the oversails got on. The upgrades will go to first class, and then the 2 revenue standby should get on, but the non-rev, so we might have 1 empty seat because the non-revs are traveling together, and if the oversails and the revenue standby passengers come, they're not going to have a seat for both of them. And typically when non-revs are traveling together, they want to stay together. But I have seen some who will split up so that one person can go, and then the next flight out is usually the other person is usually able to get on that. But yeah, we should be in Albany and deplaning by 2:30, and I love that for me. I am going to I've already planned out how my day is gonna go. I've stayed in Albany before, and I do like their restaurant. So when I get to the room, we're gonna iron. We're gonna my uniform for tomorrow. We're gonna lay everything out for my pajamas and stuff. I'm gonna change my clothes, get everything ready, go eat, then come back, shower, and go to sleep. That is the plan, that is the plan, that is the plan. Because your girl needs some sleep. Especially since we have a 5:15 report time tomorrow, which means we probably have either a 4:45 or a 5 a.m. van. So definitely want to be in good spirits for that. So, let's see. I'll be bored in 15 minutes, and I will see you guys in Albany. ready. As y'all saw, I ironed, got my clothes out for tomorrow, and I even got my pajamas out, ready for when I get back to the room after I eat, so I can shower and go to bed. I'm gonna go down and get me something to eat, and then we're going to bed. It is currently, give me 1 second, I got all these layers on. Watch underneath it. It's currently 2:56, and we have a 4:59 van time, 5:15 report time tomorrow. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat, and like I said, then I'm going to shower and go to bed. Your girl is tired. Today was actually a pretty smooth day. It wasn't too bad. Flight-wise, the flights were a little turbulent, but other than that, it wasn't bad. I've been in this hotel before, and I love how the hotel looks, as you guys can see behind me. Oh, a balloon arch. I made one of those for my brother's baby shower, and let me tell you, my fingers hurting. But we're gonna go ahead and make our way to the restaurant as much as oh, they got signs, beautiful. So make my way there so we can eat. So I'll see y'all there. Well, y'all know I had to walk in this fitness center. And y'all, if I wasn't so tired, if I was not so tired, this gym is amazing. For a hotel gym, this is nice. They had dumbbells up to 50, resistance bands, TRX ropes. You can do some good pull-ups there. Fireplace for the aesthetic. You got a bike. Do you want to get some box jumps in or store something? They got medicine balls, exercise ball, a booster ball. Okay. Oh, nice. Oh, and a little cable machine here too. There's a bathroom in here. They got water, all that, and a pool. Okay. Ooh. Next time I get to Albany, I'm definitely going to have to hit this up. Now we're going to go eat for real though. 4:56 a.m. I am well rested, y'all. Oh, well rested. Don't mind this, y'all. It's just happening. But since I did get up early enough, I'm going to the gym. I'm glad I'm gonna get to be able to enjoy this really good gym before I gotta get ready. We leave in about 4 hours, so I have plenty of time to head down and get a good workout in and start my day. As of right now, I still have the 4 legs, so Albany to DC, the Charlie South turn, and then DC to Buffalo. So we'll see if it stays that way.
Hit the gym, lights are bright, music pumping, feeling right. Every rep, every set, chasing goals I won't forget. Sweat drips down, hearts on fire, pushing past my own desire.
Putting that good work. About to head back up to the room. It's now 2:20. And I start getting ready. Have about 2 hours before I'll start heading down to get ready and meet my crew. But yes, oh, that feels so good. That was a very, very good workout. And now, back to the room we go. So I can meet my crew. It's about 4:40 and we have I think it's a 4:59 van time. The lobby is just a little ways away, so I'm gonna go down there and just relax while I wait for my crew. So I will see you guys at the airport. Unfortunately, because we had to de-ice, quite a few people did not make their connections, and then just as many people now had a tight connection when we got to DC. So weather causes that. I didn't realize it was going to snow in Albany, and it's raining here. So we should be boarding shortly. The cleaners just got off, so the passengers should be coming down. It's not a completely full flight, so a little less people than it was coming to DC. But when I checked the Charleston to DC flight, so the flight that would fly right after this, it is a completely full flight. So I am going to cherish having not as many people heading to Charleston. And there's no connection, so everyone should be in good spirits when they come on board. So like I said, we should be boarding shortly, and I will see you guys in Charleston. To try and make up some time to get to Buffalo at the same time, but no one has a connection, and this is going to be our lightest passenger load, so I am excited about that. Once my FO is finished in the bathroom, I'm going to spray it down as I have been before we take off for each flight, and then we should be boarding soon. So wait out for our new passengers, and then I will see you guys in Buffalo. I'm gonna do my recap with you guys while I iron my uniform for tomorrow, because I'm about to go get me something to eat. There is a king crab not too far from here, and y'all know I love me some seafood, so I'm about to go get me some. Today was a little hectic today. Not really hectic, but because it was snowing in Albany this morning when we left, we had to de-ice. So due to us having to de-ice, we were delayed. Well, we closed the door on time, so technically we weren't delayed for, like, I guess, statistics sake. But we didn't take off until maybe, and I might be exaggerating, I'll run back and look, but I want to say it was like about an hour after we closed the door, because we had to de-ice, but it was actively snowing in Albany, so we were not the only aircraft that had to de-ice, so there was a line for de-icing. Then it wasn't a full flight, so we had to move some people for weights and balances before we could push back. So that did play a role in all of this as well. So because we were delayed leaving from Albany, all of our flights subsequently were delayed. And that's the word I'm saying today. So, so Albany to DC, we were delayed. So quite a few people missed their connection when they had to get rebooked. But when it's early in the day, yes, it's still frustrating, but it's not as bad as it would be if this was later in the day and there may not be another flight going to that destination. So I feel really good that people were probably able to at least get rebooked. So then our second flight, DC to Charleston, that one wasn't a pretty full flight either. So got through that one. I told you guys I was asked early again today. So I'm working with a flight attendant who seems to only work forward. So it wasn't too bad. I was able to get through service and sit down for a little bit too. So that was pleasant. It wasn't too bad. No one had connections going to the outstation, so Charleston and our last leg today coming into Buffalo, so they were fine. It was all the people going to DC that were struggling. So we were delayed leaving DC from Charleston because we tried to make up some time, but I think we were like we landed in DC a half hour after we were supposed to. So it was a little bit of a delay, and then their fog is heavy in DC. It's actively raining, so it was snowing in Albany. We leave Albany to then go to DC where it's raining. So the weather has not been the best for us up until now. It's a little cool here in Buffalo, but it's sunny. It is sunny, so I am gonna walk over there later. But so we been dealing with weather. It's been really turbulent because of the weather, obviously. So we were able to get through service, thankfully. It's just we've been like having to play that turbulence announcement. I think we played it every flight today. And then Charleston to DC was a completely full flight. And I think there was a revenue there was a revenue standby that wasn't able to get on. I don't know if it's because they didn't check in or if it was because of the fullness of the flight, because every single seat was filled with a person. So then we got to DC, deplaned, and like I said, because of the original delay, each time we deplaned, we're turning around and quickly reboarding. I kind of like it when the day goes like that. I like the quickness of it. Like, yes, it was 4 legs, but there was no sit time, which I like. So we were able to, get in and get out. So I did like that, because right now it's 3:38. So that's not bad. That is not bad. So we got to DC to Buffalo, which is where I am now. That one was our smallest passenger load. So that was nice. But it was also our shortest flight. So it's still technically a service flight. But it was a quick one. I still got a chance to sit down, so I ain't too upset about that. But yeah, that's where we are now. I'm going to go and eat, get my seafood, get my fix, and then we'll go from there. If I do end up going to the gym, it'll probably be before I go to sleep, because this morning our van time was 4:59. Our van time tomorrow is 4:15. So I don't know if I'm gonna get to sleep that early enough to get up in time to go to the gym. Like this morning I was able to do it because I woke up at like midnight. So this one always gives me this problem. And it don't matter which pen I put it. I think it's the pen itself that's the issue and not my back pieces, because it's the only pen that does this. But yes, everything is getting in order. I have my pajamas laid out. I have y'all see my uniform is ironed and ready to go. And once I get this pen out of this uniform, I can put it in the next one. I'm about to take the dress off to get it, so I'll do that in a second. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish getting my life together so that we can head on and get our seafood. Made it over to King Crab. About to go in and indulge myself, y'all. I'm so excited. I'm about to cut the grass. Oh, that's fine. Very, very excited. Because I'm also very, very hungry. I haven't eaten anything with snacks all day, so let's go in here and fill up. Back to the room. I am full and I'm ready to sleep. It is 5:24, so I am going to go ahead and get some sleep, and then if I get up in time to go to the gym before our van time, then I'll do that. But if not, that's okay. I should be getting in early enough tomorrow to go to the gym when I get home. Let's just look at it now. So, as of, let me take this refreshing. Okay, so as of 5:25 p.m., I still just have the Buffalo to DC, DC to Cleveland, Cleveland back to DC, and by 11, I should be released. I feel as though we might be a little delayed leaving from here if it snows, because we're probably gonna have to de-ice, but that's only if it snows tonight. As cold, when I left out, the sun was shining. The clouds that are forming is giving it might snow. And the crisp, cool air is very much so giving it might snow. So, there's that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get in this bed. And then, like I said, if I can get up early enough, I'll go to the gym. I got my clothes laid out in case I do go. So, yeah. Good morning. It's currently 1:29 a.m. and I got up in time. I'm gonna go to the gym. We're gonna do a quick upper body workout and then start getting ready for today. I didn't even look and see if my schedule changed at all. So as of right now, I'm gonna say it didn't. So I did stop in the gym yesterday or before I went to eat, and it's a really nice gym, so I love to enjoy myself. But I will show you guys the gym in just a second. Just left the gym. It is 2:29 now. So I was in there for about an hour. That's good. Got through my upper body workout and cardio. So that was fun. I am gonna make my way back to the room so I can start getting ready for the day. Alright, we are on board the aircraft now. We should be boarding in about 2 minutes, but we might have to push it back a little bit because our APU lights will not turn off. So that's the call button lights, all of them are on because we're testing this first flight today, and they won't turn off. So we're gonna turn the aircraft off, turn it back on, and see if that helps. are boarding our next flight. No one has connections going into Cleveland, so that'll be fine. We had a couple of connections coming into DC, no surprise there. And it was, we'll talk about it in our recap and unwind in the car. But passengers should be coming down shortly. It's another unfull flight, and I love that for us. So we're gonna go ahead and make it do what it do. So we made it to Cleveland, and y'all, so did the snow. It is freezing. I was unpleasantly surprised when I opened that door. But we are here. We're still waiting for them to pull up the valet bags so that our passengers we brought in can get out of the jetway and they can bring down the ones that are heading on out with us. So I made it back to DC, and school scheduling has added a Nashville terminal. Y'all, I'll be at Afro today, and I'm glad about that because it is not a full flight, thankfully. And it's the aircraft that y'all know I love. So we're gonna go ahead and get boarded and be on our way to Nashville. Hour and 32 minutes. Wheels have to bust down. So we have made it to Nashville, and we are about to turn around and go back. We only got 35 people going back. I ain't mad at it. Another quick one. And we should be good. Hold on, I'm sending out my message on Connect Me. So we got ready to go. Get these people back to DC. Of course, we have a couple of tight connections, but we're gonna do our best to make it do what it do. And when I get back to DC, I should be on hand at this point. So I will see you guys in DC. So I'm finally in my car. Finally being released. Well, been released. Lord. Today was a day. So it started, you guys saw, got up, went to the gym. That was great. Then it just from there. When we were leaving Buffalo, it was snowing. Just like it was when we left from Albany. So we had to de-ice. And fun fact, you guys, I did not know that, that the different de-icing procedures have expirations. I mean, it makes sense, like when you think about it. I just wasn't even thinking about it. But we had, I guess we got a basic de-icing. And the FO was like, she had reached out to the tower to confirm that we could get the basic de-icing and, you know, basically go about our business. So they were like, yeah, well, we're going to get you guys cleared to take off within the time frame. We get to the runway and we're just sitting there, and our de-icing expires. So we had to go back around to the de-icing station to get de-iced. Then, so our day started with the delay because of the de-icing, and then having to re-de-ice. So then we get to DC, and we go, where'd I go after that? Cleveland. So I did a Cleveland turn. It was snowing in Cleveland too. So then we had the de-ice in Cleveland. We didn't have to de-ice twice. So we got de-icing and we got anti-ice. So I guess that helps extend the length that we can, you know, be in there or whatever. So that happened. We get back to DC, and what does crew scheduling do? Add a turn. Is it a quick turn? Of course not. I'm going to Nashville and back. Thankfully, both flights were not full. I think there was like 35 people on both flights. Like each flight had 35 people. So there was no one getting a connection when we get to Nashville. But when we got back, we only had like a handful of people who were connecting in DC. Hopefully they'll be able to make it to, they should have been able to make it to their connecting gate before the closed boarding. And then you get on the shuttle bus. And the shuttle bus, it was pretty crowded. So I was able to get on, and as I see this, as I saw the second one pull up, I wish I'd have just waited for the second one because there was nobody. Well, granted, I mean, it could have been crowded up until that point, but when they pulled up, there were a lot less people on it than there was for my shuttle bus. So I was the last one to get on at the airport, so it's packed. So I was able to put my bags down. That was fine. So I'm holding onto the yellow bar by the door, and we go without an issue. When we get to the first stop, some people get off, and then the driver's like, "No, I can't stand by the door." I was like, it wasn't an issue when we first took off, so I don't understand why it's an issue now. Like, I'm not blocking the door, I'm not in the way. And so there was a seat. This lady, she moved over so that I could sit down. So I went and sat down. I'm tired, I'm irritated. I was like, just not in the mood, but I've let those feelings go and go about my day. I am off tomorrow, thankfully, so I can get a little relaxation and decompression. I wish I didn't have the Nashville turn because now it's 4:57, which means, and on a Tuesday, which means it's gonna be hella traffic trying to get home. So it'll probably be almost 6 o'clock when I get home. So I'm trying to mentally prepare for that. So, but yeah, that was this trip. Crew scheduling didn't touch it until the end, which doesn't surprise me one bit. They literally pulled every last one of the last crew that I flew with. They pulled every last one of us. 2 of them were Dayton based, and they were actually in the boarding area for their Dayton flight. Like that, they were looking at across from where we were taking Nashville out was the deadhead flight that they were supposed to be on going back to Dayton. So I hope that they made their deadhead to go back to Dayton. And then me and the captain, we lived here, so we making our way. But yeah, it's just reserve life. But thank you so much for coming along with me on this trip. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, live freely, love always, travel often. Bye.